If she likes it, I love it. And for most of us, it is strange that your husband is in a position to provide for you, but yet you're under all this stress. That man has too much money for you to be that stressed. I don't care what nobody says.
What's good, people, and welcome on today's episode. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing fine. And if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you all for your support. I see them and I do not take them for granted. In today's video, we are going to be talking about new clip of Gabrielle Union that has been going viral about a new point or some backtracking she made from the last interview she had that went pretty viral. In the last interview she had like few months ago, she had mentioned that over there in her house, in her marriage, they literally split everything 50-50.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50.
And this sparked a lot of conversation. Some people are coming from the point of, if Gabrielle Union can split 50-50 with her husband, then you, just a common person talking about, you would not be able to split 50-50. You know how the dynamic of the conversation go if you have always been following the conversation of 50-50. So many reasons why she decided to split or go 50-50 with her husband. Some were even coming at her on why she has to go 50-50 with her husband if the husband is making way more than she does. In a recent interview that she was on, she mentioned how that is no longer practical and how she's no longer standing on that word of splitting 50-50 in a marriage anymore, because she believes there are days where the only thing she can give is 10%. And
I famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response. And 50-50 is, I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like, I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better. I'm like, it did. And right now I want to take it back. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage, because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone. And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And it's brought us closer, because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay. I'm okay as his wife. He's okay as my husband. I'm okay in this family. I'm okay in this home. I deserve it. And so I'm trying to expand my heart, expand all of the notions of what vulnerability can look like.
As you heal, as you evolve, as you lean more into vulnerability, you can also change how you feel about something, and it's okay. Sometimes when we build those walls up for safety or to keep what we think is harm out, we can also keep love out.
This as well went viral. As someone who has said she does 50-50 before, coming back online and saying, no, I do not practice that anymore. It sparked a lot of conversation as usual, and here is what people are saying about Gabrielle Union revealing that she's no longer on the 50-50 table.
Remember when Gabrielle Union went viral for saying this?
In this household, we split everything 50-50. There's always this like gorilla on your back that is like, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. Come on, get away with it. And it's hard.
And at the time, I said this. If she likes it, I love it. And for most of us, it is strange that your husband is in a position to provide for you, but yet you're under all this stress. That man has too much money for you to be that stressed. I don't care what nobody says. Well, now she's singing this.
It's a trauma response. And 50-50 is, I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like, I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better. I'm like, it did. And right now I want to take it back. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage, because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone. And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And it's brought us closer.
There were men in comment sections like mine saying things like we should mind our business. Those people are happy. We're just bitter. But I think we were able to see those subtle cries for help. This woman was working herself sick because she was too afraid to let go and to let that man who could well afford to pay those bills. She's right. It is a trauma response. And it's usually from women who've been let down by men in the past who promised that they would lead, but she still ended up holding the bag. Or by women who have always been the strong, independent, usually oldest daughter who've always had to take care of herself and sometimes even other people. It's very difficult to go from that position to being like, I'm going to trust you with everything when they've never felt safe enough to do so. There is a sense of vulnerability to it. But if you can't be vulnerable with your own husband, who can you be vulnerable with?
Gabrielle Union says she entered a vulnerable era and she no longer wants to split the bill 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. Now, a lot of people had like a mixed reaction to that because splitting the bill 50-50, especially when you can afford not to as a man, could like be frowned upon, and it becomes like this debate about what kind of man are you, or like you more old fashioned, are you this new age guy that thinks that everything should just be more balanced financially. And it really is like an interesting debate. But she said, yeah, like some days if she wants to be 100% vulnerable, then she doesn't want to halfway be contributing. And I think this is a fair sentiment for her to address, right? Everybody has a right to feel how they want to feel and say it. But it's funny, though, because like Gabrielle said in the previous relationship, she was paying for everything and things kind of went left. And it does seem typically that things can go better when you are paying for things as a guy, like doing things the traditional way, right? Not to say that everybody could afford to be the sole provider for everything, but when you are, it does seem like subconsciously things do go better sometimes. But other situations I've seen go perfectly. I know people that have gone 50-50 and have great relationships and have less toxic situations than people that are like 90-10 that are like 90-10, 80-20 or this or that. But it literally is a case by case situation, and I don't know if you could really judge this based on a headline from a celebrity, what you see growing up. You got to like just kind of be open, I guess. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section and follow me for more content like this.
I famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response. And 50-50 is I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better.
So this is clearly a big lie, but let me tell you why it's a great thing for women. Celebrities live and die out their reputations. You know, this woman's depending on you to basically support her. And she came back here and corrected what she said about going 50-50, which she's probably still doing, with her husband because you all were making her pockets hurt. You were making her public perception hurt. And the tide has turned. No longer is it cool to be the self-sacrificial lamb, to be the cool girl. It's not cool to be a Delulu 50-50 girl. Now, this was 100% media spin, the same way, oh, we were on a break was a media spin. He cheated on her and had that baby. And that's how I know she's lying right now. He needed your permission to pay the mortgage. He didn't need your permission to cheat on you and have that child. He didn't need the permission to bring that child home. He's always done what he wanted to do. But you want me to believe that in the matter of finance, your word reigns supreme. And he wanted to support you fully, but you forced him into going 50-50. Yeah, right. This is a man who had a stay-at-home wife to begin with. He's supporting his family 100%. He was supporting the mistress 100%. Still is, by the way. But he offered and you fought him off? Okay. And remember, up to this point, she's been doubling down. She's been like, yeah, defending her decision to go 50-50 and then talking about all the extra stuff she does in the bedroom, munching on booty snacks and whatnot, trying to convince you this is an enviable estate, having a man at any cost. It is a massive victory to see a pick-me like this have to change her public perception. It was throughout her whole conversation. See, I meant 50-50 mentally and spiritually and emotionally. And see, this is really about emotional support and vulnerability and safe spaces. Expectations are shifting and cultural perceptions are catching up. Gabby. Salma Hayek got the same backlash when she said something similar. Oh, she and her husband are splitting the bills equally and she has to worry about what to do. He's a billionaire. Public perception was very negative towards this situation. So keep it up, ladies. Keep on bringing pressure to bear on the pick-me's. on the cool girls, on the male centered girls, because though you will never change their hearts and minds, you can change what is expected of women and you can help to save the next generation. It's just like when smoking went out of fashion. Just by rejecting something that you're being offered, just by saying that doesn't appeal to me, you can help to change the world. But like with smoking, they're going to give it to you in a new package, like vaping. And they've been feeding us pick me and centering men light. Oh, well, it's fine to be in a relationship. Oh, it's great for you to be on your own and be independent. But hey, the course of true love never runs straight. And when you're in it and he really is supporting you and helping you, what's the matter if you give a little bit more? And next thing you know, you're right back where you started. Constant vigilance, ladies. Keep it up. That's it. Like and follow for more.
What is your honest opinion about what she said? I feel like she seemed more relaxed. If you watch the clip of the interview where she's talking about spiritually, financially, that they go 50-50, like where she was wearing black, she looks a bit like worked up, to be honest. Like, I want you guys to actually compare the two picture. I'm going to put it side by side because I saw someone brought up that comment in one of the Stitch comment section and I went to look at it myself. And to be honest, she looked relaxed. She looked like, yes, just going to sit back and let my man and the. She spoke about their mortgage, and I saw so many comments of people saying, why are they still paying mortgage? Like, this is another common question that I see in the comment section. So many people are saying, why are they still paying mortgage? And a lot of people as well are bringing up the point that it was never actually practical to begin with. And there's no way you're going to be with somebody you love and you say you're going 50-50. And I think whenever the conversation of 50-50 comes up, a lot of people know that bulk of it is finance. It's like the money part of it. But she says spiritually, financially, everything, they go 50-50. It can actually be draining. And that's the reason why I'm saying she looked more relaxed in this new interview. She's allowing herself to be taken care of. She got to that point where she's like, nah, I am a woman. I'm realizing this cannot be practical because I myself saying I want 50-50, there are days where I cannot give more than 10%, and that should be perfectly okay. This was a very longest conversation when the very first clip came out saying that they split everything 50-50, because a lot of people were even coming at Dwayne Wade saying you make a lot of money than this woman. She paying 50-50 with you guys. And she mentioned in that interview that it is trauma response, which can be true. Trauma response can make you want to do some certain things just for you to feel safe. And a lot of people as well brought up the fact that husband did not make her feel safe enough, and that is the reason why she is going that route. Let me hear what you guys think. I really want to hear what you guys think in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Gabby, please. That man said he made a comment during an argument that you all had and saying his house. And she said he will never get a chance to say that again, which means he took her safe space. So I think a lot of people are saying that this is the genesis of where their 50-50 probably started from. They will reveal that there was an argument they both had where he had mentioned or referred to their house as his house. And then she had said, you know what? You won't be able to make this statement again because now we're going to be splitting things 50-50. Another person said it was because the Wayne told her it is his house and he can do what he wants. She then said, I will pay 50-50. He didn't make her feel safe about anything. This one said the transition from the strong, independent black women to being vulnerable and trusting your partner is a hard one. I hate the narrative of strong black women. Like it crawls my skin. I just don't feel comfortable with it. Strong black women, please. They only say that to suffering. It's always attached to suffering. I do not like that face at all. This one said that means the husband did not do his job and make her feel safe and secure. If you know their history, you will know that Gabrielle did too much from the beginning to catch that man. That is why they say, don't start what you cannot finish. This video is close to home for me. I do the 50-50 now, but my husband and I make about the same. Does that change the equation? I confess being very independent. In fact, I don't even think women should be talking about being independent anymore because I feel like it makes it seem that they can carry a lot of load on their neck. So every woman watching this, I hope able to remember every single day that we are just a woman, we are just a girl, I'm just a girl. Let me hear what you guys think about our video and what people have been saying about our video and what is your take on 50-50 as well in marriage. And I am going to see you guys in the next one.